Hi, this is Greg Reed from BrisbaneResidential.com. Today I'm talking about buying apartments off the plan and a couple of key tips you need to look at when you're going out the end of the marketplace and wanting to buy an apartment off the plan, particularly in this market. Now in this market, what I'm referring to is the market here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. At the moment it's a very, very slow market, it's a very soft market, and buyers are really the kings out there in the marketplace. And so if you're out there looking to buy an apartment that's due to be completed sometime down in the future, you need to look at these key points when you're out there negotiating to buy. The first thing you've got to do is obviously go out there and do your research. Have a look around what else is on the market. Get a really good feel for what other apartments, similar size, similar locations, prices per square metre, etc. are actually out there, and get a strong feel. Have a look at the infrastructure around them, have a look at what's going on, look at if you're buying this for investment, look at the rental potential that you're going to get, all those kind of things. Really do your research as to what's out there, because there is, as I said, a lot of property out there on the marketplace at the moment, and buyers are kings. They really do have the upper hand at this particular point in the marketplace, so you need to be able to do your research and understand exactly what's going on. Secondly, you've got to work out exactly how big the apartment block that you're looking to buy in is going to be when it's fully completed. You see, big apartment blocks require a lot of big sales, and I mean big sales up front, because developers these days have to get a certain percentage of that actual development sold in what we call pre-sales before the banks will actually finance the project and for it to go ahead. Now, in days gone by, when the markets were running fairly hot, banks were looking at around about 40% of the total number of apartments in a building to be pre-sold. Now it could be anywhere up as high as 60 to 65%. So again, when you're having a look at a particular building, talk to the agent who's marketing that particular building and ask him, what is the amount of pre-sales required before this building actually gets going? Because what it actually means is that if they don't reach the pre-sales, is that the deposits that you're putting down today, your holding deposit, obviously will definitely come back, but it could take some time in coming back, and therefore you won't be able to free up the capital that you may outlay on this particular project to invest into another project. So have a good look, find out exactly how many pre-sales are going to be required to get the project off the ground. And while we're talking about the size of the project, also ask your agent this very important question. If there are a large amount of pre-sales that are required, how are those pre-sales being made? Is the agent that you're talking to on site the only person involved in the marketing, or is the developer inviting outside agents involved into the project to actually do some marketing as well? And particularly the question you need to ask is whether or not there are any marketeers or outside marketing agencies involved in the promotion of this property. Now, I'm not here to bag marketeers. There is a purpose and a place to have marketeers out there. There are good and bad of every type of marketing agency out there. But marketeers typically, because the way they market, in that they generate their own leads, they expend their own funds in generating those leads, are generally entitled to not only a standard real estate commission, but they also pick up something like a marketing levy, which therefore means that the commissions that are paid to these companies are generally higher than that to a standard agency. So again, have a look at how many marketeers are involved, which will give an inside look at perhaps at the prices of the actual property, and whether or not there's any room for negotiating if you're just doing it with a straight agency or the on-site developer direct. So that's another important question. And the final thing to have a really good look at is the actual developer themselves. What's their reputation out there in the marketplace? How long have they been in business? What kind of product do they actually build? Is it a good quality? Yes, I know if you're out there buying investment, you want a fairly good property as far as quality goes, but it's probably not as critical as something that you may be personally going to be living in. But again, have a look at what the developer typically has done in the past, because that will actually affect the resale value of a particular project down the track. Now in Australia, we have a developing company here called Mirvac, and whenever they put up a building, it is known that they are the best and the highest quality. So resale value in a Mirvac building is always up there high compared to some other developers out there. Also find out what the attitude of the developer is as they get towards the end of a building. Now, as I said, not only do they require pre-sales, but obviously the quicker they can sell a building out is the more amount of profit that a developer can make. And so typically there are developers out there who become high discounters of their last remaining apartments as they get closer to completing a building. So again, find out what sort of developers are those in the marketplace, so that you're not going in too early, buying up a property and find out something similar in the building is being discounted by $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 or even more. So there are a couple of key things you need to look at in buying off the plan. It is a great way to get in there because you can pick up your choice of apartment early on. It gives you the time flexibility to be able to get all your funds together, because generally these things are at least 12 months, 18 months out before you have to settle. As I said, it gives you that, I suppose, ownership of being able to choose the apartment you want. But be careful in this market, which is a soft market, particularly here in Brisbane. There is some little pitfalls of buying off the market. You may be very well more advised to go directly to something that's currently built. I hope those little tips have been helpful to you. I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. Bye for now.